Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk you through how to create your lampshade and set up a flat pattern so that you can cut this on the CNC machine. So here we go. I'm going to grab the File button at the top here. I'm going to grab New. From here, I want to make sure that this is pulled down, that we can see that I'm in an English part file, that's inches. We'll slide over here to Standard IN IPT, that's Standard Inch. IPT is an Inventor part file. Make sure that's selected and then hit Create. And here's my new part file. So with a brand new part file, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to grab my Start 2D Sketch tool, and I'm going to select one of these axes planes. Doesn't matter really which one you grab. And then I'm going to grab my line tool, because now I'm going to start sketching out the profile. I should say a section of the profile of my lampshade. So we'll see this develop here in a second. So I'm going to do a, let's say, a 10-inch wide base lampshade. So I'm going to start from what would be the center point out, which is my radius. So I'm going to do 5 inches out. I'll just scroll out here. And then I'm going to hit Escape, come back to my line tool, and I'm going to draw vertically. And I'll do a 10-inch tall lampshade also. So we'll go up 10 inches. Okay, and then the top will be tapered in. So I want to only do this, we'll say 3 inches over. And now you can see I'm going to come down and connect my dots. All right, make sure that's linked up. And I have now created the, what would be the outside profile of my part. So let's use the offset tool next because I want to make the thickness. So I'll grab the offset tool, come back to here. I'm going to select that line, right click, and then hit continue. Moving inward, I'm going to go ahead and type in 0.25. That's going to be the thickness of the corian. And we'll go ahead and zoom in on the top here with the roller ball and the mouse. And I want to grab the extend tool. And I want to extend this line out to that point. So just click on the line, it jumps out. Grab the trim tool, nibble off that line there in the middle. Come down here, again, roller ball to get down to here. And again, I want to trim this off at the bottom down here. So that gives me a closed loop that Inventor will recognize pretty quickly. So now I'll go ahead and hit the Finish Sketch button. Now I'm ready to do the Revolve tool. So up here is the Revolve tool off of my ribbon bar. So I grab that. And when the Revolve tool is selected, the only closed loop that's an option is already highlighted. I'm going to then go ahead and now it wants to know the axis. This is going to be the center axis of rotation. Now that it sees that, it shows me what it's going to look like if it revolves it 360 degrees. Well, I actually only want to revolve 359 degrees so that there is a very, very thin slice here in between. So it recognizes this is not a solid part, but a sheet metal piece. So we're going to hit OK. So we have a thin slice here. Now we're ready to jump into the Convert to Sheet Metal mode. So we'll go ahead and select this Convert to Sheet Metal mode button. And now we're in a different design aspect of Inventor. What we'll do now is we need to give it some parameters, some information. So we got to click on Sheet Metal Defaults up top here. And we're going to tell it that I do not want it to use the thickness from rule. We are going to tell it that our material is 0.25 thick because it's corian, all right? Then we're going to come down here to the material. And although corian is not loaded in here, it's going to act very similar to ABS plastic. So we'll just go ahead and select ABS plastic, hit Apply, and then we can hit Cancel. Now that we have the material selected and applied, we have our thickness, we should be able to hit Create Flat Pattern, and then it creates the pattern that this shape would look like when flat, or what the CNC will cut in order to then heat and turn into our lampshade. So I hope this helps you walk you through how to design your lampshade as a profile, and then how to end up getting your flat pattern. From here, you can go ahead and export this to VCarve Pro.